Welcome to Man Utd Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for Manchester United news, rumours, and updates. Our first news is Man United could be forced into transfer rethink as £120 million target struggles continues. Manchester United were eyeing a move for Brighton midfielder Carlos Baleba in the summer, but the Cameroon international has struggled since he was linked with a lucrative move. Manchester United were linked with a mega-money move for Brighton's Carlos Baleba in the summer, but the midfielder has endured a season to forget ever since being told he would remain at the Amex. It was well documented that the Red Devils wanted to bolster their midfield, but ultimately failed to land any new face in that area. It remains a problem position, and the expectation was that they would return to see if they could lure Baleba away from the Seagulls next year. In light of his performances, though, a rethink could be on the cards at Old Trafford. After all, United have been stung numerous times in the transfer market, spending huge sums on players, only to see them underwhelm in a red shirt. Unfortunately for Baleba, his struggles continued at the weekend as he was hooked, for a third time, at the interval. The Cameroon star has started 6 of their 7 Premier League matches, but Baleba is yet to complete a full 90 minutes, despite excelling in his debut season at the Amex. On Saturday, he was replaced by Jorginho Rutter with Brighton trailing 1-0 at Wolves, but they did go on to score in the second half to grab a draw. Brighton boss Fabian Herzler previously replaced his midfielder at halftime in their loss to Everton in August, as well as last month's home draw against Tottenham. On this occasion he was hauled off as a precaution with Baleba on a yellow card. The German said, "No, it was because of the yellow card. Therefore, that's what I mean, it impacts the whole match plan, it impacts everything. So that's why it's very frustrating if you get for the first foul, always a yellow card. In my opinion there were no yellow cards, and therefore I think the balance has to be better." Herzler was honest about the impact United's interest had on Baleba during the transfer window. Brighton had previously seen midfielder excel under them, only to move on for huge profits. Moises Caicedo being the most high-profile example. The Brighton boss conceded, "It's normal that there will be some waves in their development," when addressing the dip in Baleba's form. He told TalkSport, "I'm confident that we will get the best out of him, I think he needs time, he's a young boy, his development in the last year was incredible, maybe it went a little bit too fast, there was a lot of rumors about him, he played an incredible season, but I always try to be humble with the players." Stay tuned for more updates and don't miss subscribe. Our second news is Liverpool aim to copy Sir Alex Ferguson's Man United success whilst embracing major overhaul. Manchester United proved how hard it is to win the title whilst also transitioning teams, but Arne Slot and Liverpool are hoping they can replicate the feat despite their obvious issues. So, here's a quiz question: which was the last team to win the Premier League title while in transition? It is probably up for debate, but Manchester United in 1996, "You can't win anything with kids," might be the only answer. After shipping out Andrei Kanchelskis, Paul Ince and Mark Hughes, they brought in academy graduates David Beckham, Gary Neville, Paul Scholes and the like to be first-team regulars. It was one hell of a shift and gamble by Sir Alex Ferguson to go from older, experienced and proven players to kids who then won and carried on winning. Liverpool are slightly different in that they are already champions, and they are trying to transition towards a new team while being at the top. However, it is still no less of a gamble on Arne Slot's part to shift away from the team which won the title last season to a completely different look. 2 new full-backs, new forwards and even a new playmaker. They have also spent £400 million in building that new team. Some was enforced because Luis Diaz wanted to leave and Trent Alexander-Arnold joined Real Madrid, and, for all those that said Liverpool would cope without him, it is clear they are missing the England right-back. Let's be clear here, it was also a traumatic summer when players suffered a collective tragedy in losing Diogo Jota, who was so loved by all. Any dressing room would feel that sort of blow. The club handled it as well as they possibly could, but it was another challenge for Slot and the whole dressing room. What is remarkable is the way that Liverpool stormed into this season. Jeremy Frimpong came in, Milos Kerkez and Florian Wirtz all started the season. Hugo Ekitike was also new in attack while Alexander Isak joined later. That is one hell of a shift in dynamic and playing style. Suddenly, last season's midfield of Ryan Gravenberch with Alexis Mac Allister and Dominic Szoboszlai was ripped up to accommodate Wirtz, who is a beautiful, creative and artistic player. But so very different to what had gone before, and ideally Liverpool would have to set up differently to accommodate him as a no 10. To start as well as they did, 5 straight wins in the Premier League and also a good win over Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, is a tribute to Slot's man management and also their incredible team spirit, which saw them snatch late goals. Now we are perhaps seeing a more realistic outlook. A team needs time to gel. They were my choice to be champions, and I still think they are favorites. Stay tuned for more updates and don't miss subscribe. Our third news is Italian media deliver new Rasmus Hojlund verdict after Napoli heroics, true centre-forward. Rasmus Hojlund scored his 4th goal in 6 games for Napoli as the Italian champions beat Genoa 2-1 to move top of Serie A, with the on-loan Manchester United striker earning widespread praise. Rasmus Hojlund's consistent brilliance in front of goal has propelled Napoli to the top of the Serie A table, following their 2-1 triumph over Genoa at the weekend. The Manchester United loanee netted in the 75th minute, restoring the Italian champions' lead and placing them marginally ahead of Roma due to their superior goal difference. Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa, who leveled the score after Jeff Ikater's initial goal, took a shot from within the box. However, his attempt was thwarted by Nicola Lili, with Hojlund being the first to react and slot home into an unguarded net, reports the Manchester Evening News. This marked his 3rd consecutive goal at Stadio Diego Armando Maradona and his 4th in 6 matches since his deadline day transfer. With Romelu Lukaku sidelined due to a severe thigh injury, Hojlund has stepped up to spearhead the champions' attack, earning him widespread acclaim in the Italian press. Corriere della Sport's match report heaped praise on Hojlund's clinical finishing and his consistent ability to find the back of the net, a trait that was noticeably absent during his 2-year stint in Manchester. Their report stated, Hojlund's finishing ability also made the difference, with 3 consecutive goals at the Maradona and already 4 in 6 games. Despite a challenging first half where Napoli failed to build an attacking play, the report lauded Kevin De Bruyne's impact upon his introduction in the second half. The former Manchester City midfielder was praised for bringing order and quality, revitalizing the team, and inspiring his teammates. With him, Napoli seemed like a different team, both in terms of conviction and awareness. The Italian publication's match report wasted no time in crowning the Dane as the Serie A champions' main attacking threat, declaring, Napoli has found its true centre-forward. And they're enjoying it. It represents quite the accolade considering Lukaku spearheaded their title triumph last season, bagging 14 goals in all competitions. Yet with the Belgian hitman unavailable, Hojlund has seized his opportunity to command the Italian giants' forward line and has undoubtedly hit the ground running in Naples. With the 22-year-old now away on international duty with Denmark, Conte will be desperate for his talisman to maintain his scoring streak ahead of their journey to Torino on October 18. Hojlund's impressive return to Serie A has restored the striker's standing following a difficult spell at Old Trafford. La Repubblica chose a headline that captured how rapidly he has become indispensable, stating, Hojlund has already taken Napoli, his goals for the top spot in the standings. Our last news is Man United get major injury boost as star singled out by Ruben Amorim gets new return date. Ruben Amorim has been without Lisandro Martinez all season, with the Manchester United star still recovering from an anterior cruciate ligament injury that he sustained in February. Manchester United are planning to welcome Lisandro Martinez back from injury before the end of the calendar year. Martinez, 27, has been sidelined since February after rupturing his anterior cruciate ligament in a clash with Crystal Palace. The defender started taking part in outdoor training towards the end of United's pre-season tour in late July, having been added to the Red Devils' new 6-man leadership group by boss Ruben Amorim. Although Martinez is still training individually as he continues his rehabilitation, United are hopeful that he could return following the November international break. The Sun report that medical staff are planning to ease Martinez back into Amorim's squad, having been in and around his teammates at Carrington. Last month, the Argentine traveled to the Etihad Stadium to provide support as United faced Manchester City. In another show of his commitment to the Red Devils, Martinez has been staying behind to watch training sessions and attend team meetings. It's not the first time that the former Ajax star has been forced to watch from the sidelines since joining United in a deal worth up to £56.7 million in 2022. Martinez fractured his metatarsal in April 2023, requiring corrective surgery 5 months later, ruling him out until January 2024. The Argentina international then missed 26 games with a separate foot issue during the 2023-24 season, and a further 10 shortly after due to a knee injury. A calf strain also saw him miss a chunk of the run-in that year before helping United win the FA Cup. Having had a clean bill of health last season, Martinez suffered his ACL injury during February's 2-0 loss at home to Palace and hasn't played for club or country since. Amorim has singled out the 27-year-old as one of the reasons for their struggles this season, saying, "We miss a lot Licha, especially in this moment, we miss his aggression in everything he does, we miss him." Luke Shaw has started all 7 of United's Premier League matches in Martinez's role as the left centre-back. Amorim prefers a left-footer in the position, and Shaw, despite being a full-back by trade, has got the nod over Aidan Heaven, who started August's humiliating Carabao Cup defeat away to Grimsby Town. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Man United Transfer HQ, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors. One more thing, what are your thoughts on these updates? Comment below.